Hello, welcome to Ginger Ginge. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be an update video on everything I've been doing. It's probably got over a month's worth of footage, so it's going to be sort of jumping backwards and forwards. It's going to be a lot of snips of everything that I've been up to basically. But yeah, there's going to be loads going on, from the fish pond outside to my Sulcata tortoises, to the snake room, to the fish tank I've got in my bedroom, to the fish tank that's downstairs, the fish are in that tank and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of different things in this, and the best way I could sort of put everything together in a video is to do a like a little sort of talk over sort of everything that I've recorded, so I can just get everything in one video, update on everything that's been going on, and then we can sort of get back on with the normal videos and sort of break things down, so individual videos, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to get more into that because I'm going to be changing the videos a little bit. I want to try and do more of like a vlog style channel if I can. I'm not going to be able to be putting videos out every day like some people do, but it'll probably be a video sort of every 3 to 4 days, and it's basically just what I'm getting up to, if that makes sense. There's so much that I do. One, I don't get time to film it, but I really should, and two, trying to find time to edit and upload videos as well is hard because I do work full time. So I want to try and make it a vlog style things, but it's just some of the videos might be backdated a little bit, that's all. But we'll get into that later on. So we're going to jump straight into what I've been up to first. I don't actually know what it is. I've got to look through the footage first, and then we'll chuck it in. So you're going to see this at the same sort of time I am. So we're going to get straight into this video and see what I've been up to. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fish tank I had in my snake room. So if you've watched my channel before, you know I had a freshwater tank full of mirror carp and stuff like that. This is what the tank looked like once I got all of them out. So basically these fish were only in here to grow up for a little bit, and then they were going to get moved into the fish pond eventually. So after catching them all, you can see I put them in a little tub, and I had to acclimate them for a long time. Obviously they've gone from my snake room, which was sort of about 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit all year round, or the whole time they were there, to going into the fish pond was probably about 54 degrees Fahrenheit when I recorded this. So I acclimated them for a long time, and then I sort of went through each one. I got a little bit of footage of each one just for my own benefit basically, because they are going to grow extremely quick in here. And I just wanted to basically get a little look at the scale patterns on them, the sort of size and stuff, just so I can sort of look at them further down the line, see how they've grown, how they've changed. But I really like the way these fish have come along. I was originally told that if I put them in a fish tank, they'll tend to go quite pale and quite bland. And as you can see, the fins are jet black along the back of them. They're really dark and got a nice golden colour. And once I get them in the pond, they're going to look absolutely amazing. But now that tank's empty, you can see this is what the tank currently looks like. And that's because I'm I'm cycling it for a saltwater tank. And inside this tank is going to be a panther grouper, which is currently inside my main tank here, which I wanted to show you. These guys have come along a long way. You can see I've got quite a few different types of fish in here. I've got a sailfin tang, yellow tang, I've got a powder blue tang, I have got a pink tail trigger in here. I've also got a vampire tang, I've got a scopus tang. I've got my 2 clowns in there, I've got a blenny, I've got 6 lum wrasse. So I've added quite a few fish into the tank, and I will do a big update on this, especially in the sump, which I'll come on to in a second. But yeah, as you can see, all these fish are absolutely amazing. I've got my little blue dot puffer there as well, forgot about him. But yeah, you can see they feed off the tongs. They've all become really tame, which is amazing. But yeah, I'm excited to do a big update on all these guys. And also I've got a big refugium update coming as well, so make sure you stick around because the video on that is going to be really good. And going back to the pond on the outside, you can see I've actually got these little custom nets I've made. The net I had on the pond before was absolutely crap. It was always in the water, and I have had some problems with herons, so I've had to change the nets. I'm also doing a huge filter upgrade, so you can see this tank here is going to be a huge part of the filter. You can see I've started taking my Nexus apart as well. That's going to be updated as well, so that's going to have a whole new filtration system that I'll be doing videos on. And you can see here the pond's got a little bit of an algae bloom in it. It's just because the weather recently has been ridiculously hot, so trying to control the algae bloom in there is been an absolute nightmare. I don't have a UV sterilizer on this pond. I don't plan on putting one on there, so I'm hoping that the beefed up filter that I'm building at the minute is going to be enough to control that. But as you can see, the fish in here are doing absolutely amazing. You can't see the all the mirror carp and common carp that I put in there just because of the glare, but there's probably about 25 of them in here. So there's more of them than carp. And I've also got another update on the Sulcata tortoises. So underneath here, I've got a huge house that they're going to be kept in, so they can be outdoors all year long. You can see I've sort of get that area prepped so they can't escape. So make sure you stick around for that update. So now we're going to move on to the snake section. So during my incubation of one of my clutches, one of my eggs did go bad. So this pairing was my Mojave to just a straight clown. As you can see here, it's a little bit graphic, but you can see that the embryo did start to grow as a little tiny baby snake there. And it's always a shame when this sort of thing happens, but it's one of them things you can't really control. As much as you try and get all the conditions and everything just right, things like this are always going to happen. But I thought I'd show you, it's just because it's quite interesting. You can see the partially formed snake there, and again, yeah, it is a shame that it happens, but it's just one of those things. But you can see the egg has gone completely hard. It is completely gone. You can see how mouldy it is on the outside, but how dirty my glove is. But yeah, I just thought it would be quite interesting to show a few people that haven't sort of seen that. So this was probably about, I want to say, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks into incubation, maybe a little bit less. I can't remember at this time, but you can see it did start to grow, and then obviously something just happened within the egg that made it die basically. But yeah, that's a clutch that is coming up very soon to cut. Another clutch I had was this. So this is trying to hit my cherry bombs, so I'm trying to hit some super Mojave albinos there. She gave me 5 eggs, so she's going to be those eggs are going to be due to cut very, very soon. I'm very excited to this. I'm looking to see if I can actually prove the male out to be a leopard as well. But I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the eggs. If you've watched my videos before, you know I like to separate my eggs and things like that. Moving on to another albino clutch. This is going to be a little bit of an odd one. So this is an albino bred to an ultra male. Now, they're all going to be double hets. She gave me 9 eggs, which was nice, so I can have hopefully a good ratio of females to males to hold back. I'm probably going to hold back 2 or 3 females, probably hold back 1 male, and then the rest I am going to make available. But the thing I like about this is that I have seen some pictures of ultra male albinos. They don't look particularly amazing, but I've got a few ideas sort of put into this project down the pipeline. Whether I add more genes into it or not, I'm not entirely sure, like recessive gene wise. But there's a few things that I do want to add into this just to try and see what I can do with it. Because as far as I've found, I don't think many people are doing ultra male albino stuff. And if you do look at the visuals, they do look a little bit odd, but I do think there's some potential there. So yeah, you can see 9 eggs, absolutely brilliant. They're all healthy, they're all in incubator. These are also very due. I think these are probably about, I want to say about 15 days away from being cut. So it's not going to be anything exciting visually, but it's definitely going to be one for the future, especially when I start breeding them, getting those double het visuals. And then after that, we can start putting some other stuff in, breeding that male. Hopefully, if we get a double visual male, breeding him out to other things and bringing that back into the mix. So yeah, really, really excited about that. So also, you'll see in here, where I used to use my dividers for my egg boxes, I'm no longer using them because the first clutch I had this year, I thought I'd try it out. And even the smallest babies are able to push that plastic to the side, and they can actually get around the divider into where the other eggs are. So that idea, I'm working on it a little bit more. I've got to make a few changes to it. So yeah, that's sort of gone out the window. But you can see I'm just putting the eggs in as normal. I've got the 3D printed grate there that I use. If anyone does need grates for their egg boxes, you can contact me. I'll do it in various colours. I can do different shapes, whatever you want. It's always worth letting me know, and I'll see what I can do. But looking at other clutches, I've got my Enchi female here. She was bred to a banana clown. She was also bred to a straight clown. So everything's going to be 100% het clown anyway. It's just whether they're banana or normals. Now, this is my leopard spider female. She's given me a clutch. Some people have told me that they think there's spot nose in her. I'm not too sure there's a close-up of the head, but I'll let you decide. I don't think there is. This girl's going to drop soon. This is going to be my blackhead het clown clutch, which I'm really excited about. And this girl was also bred to my banana clown. This is my pastel cinnamon. So this is also something I've been working on. So like the architects do, I know it's a bit sad, but for me, it's just a little bit easier for me to work out basically how I want my room. I could sit there and draw it on bits of paper or cut bits of paper up, but for me it's just a little bit easier to work out. So this is a floor layout of my room. So this is a 1 to 15 scale, and yeah, this is the shape of my room basically. So I've got a door either side. These are the 2 doors. This is like a little cut out bit, and then these are like the chimney breast sort of thing that come up on the side of the house. So this is the snake room. So what I've done is I sort of measured everything to how it's going to be. So these are going to be my custom snake cracks that I'm currently working on. This is going to be the outside final dimension of them, so I've sort of got them set up. This is the small hatchling rack that I've shown a million times, everyone's seen it, so that's my small hatchling rack and that is sat there. Now the way I've sort of worked this the way I've worked this room out is sort of trying to maximise space as best I can. I don't really need a lot of room to move about in, but I need to make sure I maximise the space I've got. So this is going to be the new build. So half of my room is going to be turned into a pond. It's not going to be freshwater, so I know I've mentioned that I did have those freshwater fish. They've been moved on. That's sort of moved to the side for now until I figure out something else. But I want to have a big saltwater pond in the room, basically, just because I've got that monster panther grouper upstairs. He's going to get quite big. I want to get some stingrays and some eels and some other big fish. So yeah, this is basically going to take up half of my room, and the way I've worked it out, as you can see, it sits in that corner. That is pretty much half the room. Now this is a huge pond. I can't remember the measurements off the top of my head, but you can see it takes up quite a bit of room, and I'm totally fine with that. And I've managed to work out how to get all my rodents and stuff as well. I'm going to be putting them in a different place, so I'm maximising as much room as I can. So that's going to be the pond, and as you can see here, I've got the racks. One of these is just spare, but the filtration for this, it's not going to be an internal sump or anything like that. But it's saltwater. I do want to have a sump. It's literally going to have like a filtration system on the top, so it's basically going to be like a bit of a viewing tank as well. I might even put like a little section in here that I can grow frags of corals and stuff in. I'm not too sure yet, but that's how the filtration is going to sit, and that's going to be where the main pond is. And then the way I've worked it out is I want to have a maximum of 30 females. At the minute I've got, oh god, I want to say I've got close to 20 females, adult females. I want to get to 30, but I'll basically, once a female pops out of a clutch that I want, once that gets up to size, that will probably end up replacing the mum in the long run. So that's how I want it to work. So the mums are just going to keep stacking the genes up and up and up. And yeah, I'll just keep passing on the ones with the least amount of genes, basically. So I want to have at least 30 females in a rack. That's my goal. Then I've got space here for 2 more smaller racks, that you can see. So this is going to be for my sort of males. It's also going to be for like the females that are growing on. They need a bigger tub, things like that. So once they move out of the hatchling / growing rack, they move into this rack. Then if it's a male, they'll probably stay in there because they won't get too big. I tend to move the males on quite quick as well. And then the females will then move from there into this rack to replace the females here. So I still don't think this is going to be enough space for me. 30 females max is what I want to get to. I don't want to get too big. I'm not interested in producing hundreds and hundreds of clutches. I just want to try and produce the stuff that I want to produce. So that's going to be sort of ideal. Each of these 10 high, maybe 11. I've got to look at the size of the room and how much space I'm going to have on the floor. So it could be 11, so it could be 33 females, but these 3 racks are as many females as I want to have adult wise. And then I've got one spare rack that I'm thinking of placing here. So that's going to be on this side of the room. So the hatchling rack's going to be there. This is going to sit just there level. When I'm not using it, I can just push it against this wall. So you can see it doesn't take up a huge amount of room. I can still get to the pond whenever I need to do anything. All these racks, they're all going to be on wheels. Even this hatchling rack is going to be on wheels because I want to be able to move everything around. Obviously the pond is going to be static. So that's one of the reasons why I did this, just so I could move stuff around. But this will be on wheels, so if I ever need to get to it, I can just rotate that out, do what I need to do, and then push it back. If I need to get to this door that's over here, then obviously I can just move this over, get to wherever I need to go, come back in, and push that back. So I'm basically just trying to maximise as much room as I've got. I've got a nice work table here, so on top of this is my worktop that I've got in there, and then this corner here, so imagine this little bit here, this is where my, actually that's probably going to be about the right size of what it is. That's where my custom incubator is going, so that's nearly done. That's going to be sat there. That's going to hold, I think it's going to hold about 18, no, a little bit less, maybe 16 tubs, so I can hold up to 16 clutches at once. I'm going to be keeping the old incubator, so if I have an overflow of clutches, then I can just chuck that in there. But that's where the incubator is going to be. It's probably going to come out a little bit further than that. Then all of this is going to be work surface, and then up here is going to be a shelf. So this is going to be the layout of my room basically. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, I don't really show a lot of my room just because I sort of move from one spot to another, and then this one's just taking forever to get done basically. I'm just sort of taking my time with it, but this is going to be the sort of layout I wanted. I did mess around with a few ideas, so I sort of thought if I move the pond over to this side, again, because that'd fit there, then I could put racks down here, here and here, so that'd be the racks there, there and there. Then I could still have that rack there, but again, I feel like this sort of cuts a lot of the room down. I think if I had it like this is going to make the room look a lot smaller than what it is. The other thing is this sort of end is where the utility room is. You get a lot of heat coming in from this end, whereas this end of the room tends to be quite cool. It's not it's like a gradual heat. So I want the snakes really towards the hotter end, and then the pond's going to be down the bottom. So that's kind of how I wanted it, and I've messed about with all sorts. I thought, oh, what if I put the hatchling rack here, pile this layer up so it's a little bit higher, then I have snake racks all along here, then I put the ponds down here, and I'd have this little bit of room here. It's just, I've toyed with the idea. I sort of moved everything about to where I thought it would look good and how to maximise the room, and I think the way that I've got it at the minute and the way that I want to have it, I think is going to maximise the space that I've got out there basically. So that's going to go like that. Rack there, that's going to be the filtration, and yeah, that's basically going to be the layout of my room. You can kind of see the layout, so you sort of, these are sort of to scale as well, to the sort of height they be, so you'd walk in, this is how you'd see the room, and yeah, I think that's just going to maximise everything that I've got basically. So yeah, that's a little update on the room. Obviously once it gets done I will do a little room tour. Again, it's not going to be anything magnificent, but I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to get some big saltwater fish in. And I know there's going to be a few people saying, oh, it's a bit irresponsible getting these fish, they grow big, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, I know people that can take fish on. I'm pretty sure there's zoos and aquariums, things like that, that would be more than happy to take them on. Like, I wouldn't charge, I'd just give them away for free. And yeah, things like that, it's not hard basically. So for those people that are going to moan about that, just please don't bother. So yeah, that's the room, that's how it's going to look. And yeah, I'm excited to get these up, because I've been working on these custom racks for a long time now, just trying to get them perfect basically. I think I've got them all sorted, so as soon as they're all done, they'll be going straight up on the channel for you to see. Okay, so I've just finished editing that video, and there's actually quite a few bits that I haven't recorded. Now that's one of my issues, I always forget to record certain bits. I just sort of tend to crack on with it, see what I'm doing, see how it goes, and then I sort of think, crap, I should have recorded that. But anyway, there's going to be loads of things coming up. Everything that I've sort of done in the past month, I do need to do videos on. It's things that I've sort of got the ball rolling in motion, but I haven't actually started yet. The only thing that I didn't really record a lot of are the clutches. So I'm currently on clutch number 7. I've got 2 girls that are going to lay within the next week, so that's going to be 9 clutches. And then I've still got like another 6 females that I want to go. So I'm more than doubling my clutch output for last year. So I'm really excited about it. And a lot of stuff I'm making there's going to be a few bits there that are going to be quite interesting, but the majority of it is going to be setting me up over the next few years, getting those hets, a few males to hold back, obviously loads of females. If I hit what I want, they're going to be held back. So that's the snake side of it. The room, again, it's an ongoing process. I've got so much I need to do out there. I'm not going to bore you with an update video. I'm just going to do the room and then show you it basically. Same with the racks. I'm not going to show you how I'm making the racks, just because it's just something that I want to do for myself. I'm probably not going to sell them, just because I don't want to worry about all that side of it, but I can do them if people really do like them. The pond build, again, I'm probably not going to record that because it's nothing special. It's just going to be a wooden box basically with a pond liner in. It's not going to be exciting at all. But yeah, the clutches I'm really excited about, because I've got a few clutches I'm cutting. I'm not sure who the dad's going to be, so yeah, it could be interesting on trying to work out this. They're all going to be het clown basically, but yeah, I'm excited to try and hit as many holdbacks as possible this year as I can, just to set me up for the future. And I've got 8 females that I've got growing up in a rack, and a few of them are quite special, so I'm really excited. If I hit some decent stuff this year, get the visuals, and then put them 10 females, I could be on track to make some really special stuff in the future. So that's sort of snake side of it. As you know, I do breed rodents as well. You're probably thinking, well, where are the rodents going to go in that room? The end part of my snake room I don't really use. It's more just all storage and crap kept out there. So all my rodents are going to be moved out to there. So I'm still going to be breeding them. They're going to be going in custom racks as well. So once the snake racks are all built, the rodent racks are then going to be built next. So I do need some help with custom water lines, because the ones I've got are just the cheap ones you buy off Amazon. They're rubbish. After a few months you have to change the nozzles because they leak. So yeah, I am in the market for some decent rodent water systems. So if anybody knows one, please let me know. So yeah, that's all coming up. You can tell I am in my bedroom. My fish tank is right there. That's why I've got the mood lighting, if you like. But yeah, I do want to do a few updates on that. Obviously the new fish I've got in there. The panther group I haven't shown yet, just because he's in like a little holding tank in the main tank, because if I let him loose, he will just absolutely eat everything. He's an absolute beast. He's eating every single day. He's eating basically a prawn and a half every day. It doesn't sound a lot, but they're big king prawns, and he's absolutely destroying them. So that's going to have a huge update on it, show you all the fish individually. A few new corals in there, nothing exciting. It's not going to be a reef tank. It's going to be a reef tank, but it's going to be more sort of more fish and a little bit of coral, if that makes sense. So, but that'll all update will all come up soon. I'm revamping my whole sump, so the sump's going to have a huge update, especially the refugium. I've basically put my refugium on steroids, because before it just wasn't doing a good enough job. So now, hopefully, when that will get set up, that's going to be kicking in and doing a really decent job. Tortoise enclosure downstairs in the garden. It's come along nicely. My two Sulcatas, they're getting to the size now I can't keep them indoors. I've got them in like a little foldable kids pool basically, and they're just outgrowing it. So they need that space outside. And you saw from the video, I've got the little fence and everything. The box is all made. I just got to get the heating in there, and then that's all done, good to go. Filtration on the koi pond, that's getting an overhaul, and my Nexus filter that I use, I'm actually customizing it, so I'm ripping the whole thing apart and I'm just rebuilding it how I want it basically. And then I'm adding a few little bits in, like a huge sponge filter and things like that. And yeah, basically there's loads of stuff to come. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but yeah, it's all part of the journey really. But let me know what you think about the videos. Like I said, I want to make them like a vlog style video, so every video I'll put out will be whatever I get up to in those few days. So it might not specifically be just snakes, it might be a bit of snakes, a bit of fish tank, a bit of 3D printing. It could be anything basically. It could be doing some work on my car, some work on my motorbike, basically whatever I'm up to. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then please let me know. Whether you like it or not, I'm probably still going to do it anyway, because I don't really do YouTube for the money side of it. It's more just for me and showing what I do basically. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be something that people are going to enjoy. But apart from that, there's not a lot else been going on. My first egg cutting is going to be in, I want to say 6 days, maybe 8 days. I've got one clutch, and then probably about 4 or 5 days after that I've got another clutch. One of them is going to be my cherry bomb clutch, so Super Mojave albinos. I'm really excited to try and hit one of those. I've wanted one for absolutely ages, so fingers crossed I can hit one of them. So yeah, next video coming out is going to be an egg cutting video. So if you enjoy cutting, make sure you stick around to see them, because there's a few things coming out that you might be interested in. So yeah, that's everything I've been up to. Yeah, it's all going well. So thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with the channel, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in that next video.